So I know that we've had precious metals, especially gold and silver, come down quite a bit in the last couple of weeks. Okay, but I don't think that's the main picture or the main thing that people should be focused on. So
You got to do a video of you and Crystal taking look at all these barrels of oil and just start just start bringing that stuff in.
And fill up the office with all the barrels, right? Yeah, well, we could do it, I guess.
Can you talk to me and the viewers about why you should have an IRA and why you should have physical metals?
I believe that anyone who has an IRA or a 401k or a previous 401k that is exposed to the stock market right now, it is incumbent on them to have a look at it and go like, I need to make some decisions on how to protect this money. But you got to get over that fear. You got to lean into this because the only way around is through it.
I know you also invest in, other forms of silver and gold. So can you talk to me and the viewers about why you should have an IRA and why you should have physical metals?
Yeah, I mean, first, let's get to the fact why you want to have physical metals, because it's an alternative asset, right? An asset that's priced in dollars. And because we believe over time, the dollar will depreciate like it's done. It's lost 90% of its purchasing power already, right? So we know it'll lose value over time. You want to have physical commodities. Now, gold and silver are commodities that you can own, have it in your house or at a depository. It's not like crude oil, barrels of crude oil, right?
Yeah.
So you don't have to worry about that.
You got to do a video of you and Crystal taking look at all these barrels of oil and just start just start bringing that stuff in.
And fill up the office with all the barrels, right? Yeah, well, we could do it, I guess. But what I'm saying is, the attraction that people have to physical metals has always been because you control your own financial destiny, right? It's like you can touch and hold it. And unlike any other investment, when you have a gold coin in your hand, you know that it's treasure. You know how it feels, even some of the beautiful stuff that you have that I got from you, right? I purchased some from you, even though they're not investment grade metals, it's treasure. Like when you look at those coins, like those Mandalorian coins and things like, I love it. My kids love it, right? And I'm a big Mandalorian fan, so I mean that's why I was blown away. I love it, and I want to talk to you about some of this. Okay,
sure.
But anyway, going back to the fact that why do people own metals? Because it's a store of value, right? Yeah. But a lot of people don't really figure that out. They just know, hey, it's treasure, it's solid, it's a physical asset, and I want to own it. But what's beautiful about it is that in the early 2000s, gold was definitely a protective asset, right? It was a safe haven asset. You own it to protect your money. I get it. But after 2008, especially in that big bull market that we were part in, where gold went from, in October 2008, it went from $682 an ounce. By September 2011, it was at 1920, right? Silver had gone from $8.50 an ounce in October 2008 to April 2011 to like 49 and change.
Yeah, right.
We were part of that market, right? We were helping clients diversify out of the stock market, just like we're saying right now. Get out of the stock market, if protect as much money as you can, and move it into an IRA in physical metals. If you have money in an IRA in the stock market, you can do that without taxes, without penalties, right? The reason we say that is because we've noticed that gold has changed in terms of it's a conservative asset, but it gives aggressive returns during its bull market periods. Okay. And why is that important? Because it's a great way of not just protecting your wealth, but growing your net worth. Okay. And I want to stress that because especially in the last 10 years with this clownish policies that we've had in our country, fiscal policies and just horrendous decision making, right? It becomes more and more incumbent on you to take control of your finances. and your financial destiny. And that's why I believe that if you had a significant amount of money, like most Americans have a retirement account, whether it's an IRA or a 401k or a previous 401k. And if you ask them, most of them don't even know exactly where that money is, but they just know it's in the stock market, right? But most of it is in mutual funds or some kind of an asset that can take a significant hit when this stock market comes down. It's already done that this year. And then there's a bounce. Usually it's technical, right? There's a bounce and there's another bigger drop coming, right? So what we're saying is, hey, if you have an IRA or if you have a previous 401k, you can actually do a lateral transfer of assets, meaning you can sell those stocks and then you can move that money and do a transfer into a self-directed IRA. And inside of that self-directed IRA, we can help you purchase the correct type of precious metals that will not only protect you from losing money, right, as the market comes down, but also could go up significantly in this next phase that we're entering, right? So that's why I believe that anyone who has an IRA or a 401k or a previous 401k that is exposed to the stock market right now, it is incumbent on them to have a look at it and go like, I need to make some decisions on how to protect this money. Because if you don't take that personal responsibility, because some people, because it makes them feel icky inside, cringy inside, right? When they see them losing, like I've talked to some clients who say, oh, I don't want to look at my statement because I've lost so much money. But you got to get over that fear. You got to lean into this because the only way around is through it. Okay. You lean into it. And if you have the right kind of help, like working with me and my team or whoever you're working with, and you transfer that money before the next big drop, you can protect a significant portion of your retirement, right? So that's why I believe you have to have precious metals, physical precious metals. There's a big difference between owning ETFs like GLD or SLV inside of a IRA compared to physical metals. Now, I realize that if you have a 401k and you do not have the ability to move that money, like for example, if you're younger than 59 and a half, and you're not allowed to do an in-service rollover. Because just to explain this, Tommy, I think it's important for your audience to understand this. An IRA, there's no restrictions. You could be any age. You could have had the IRA for however length of time. You can transfer an IRA into another self-directed IRA and buy metals in it with no taxes, no penalties, nothing. With a 401k, there are two scenarios. One is if you are older than 59 and a half, you can, let's stress this again, you can move a portion of that money without taxes, without penalties, into a self-directed IRA and have metals in it because it's what's called an in-service rollover. We can help you with that. If you have questions, if your clients have questions, call us. We can help them, okay? But if you're younger than 59 and a half, because for that, you have to be 59 and a half or older to do an in-service rollover. But if you're younger than that, you may not be allowed to move that money. Okay. So in that case, we ask you to see if you have any previous 401k money in your current 401k, because that money is qualified to be moved over without penalties or taxes. Okay.
And when you're saying, and when you're saying previous, you're talking about 401ks that were opened maybe with one employer. That person ends up moving and carrying that over to.
Exactly. Yep. They sever their relationship with their previous employer, right? Yep. They go to a new company. Then they've rolled over that 401k, they've carried it over, rolled over into the existing 401k. They didn't roll it over into an IRA. They just brought it into this. And now they're contributing with the new company. But whatever money that's from a previous employer has no restrictions. No matter what your age, you can move it out. Okay. Some clients have been amazed to find that out. And they're like, oh, I wish I had known this. Yes, there's no restrictions. Then what I'm getting to is if you are one of the individuals who does not have an IRA and has a 401k, but you're younger than 59 and a half, you don't have previous 401k. In other words, you cannot move your money. Now I understand that if you go to ETFs like GLD or SLV, because then that would be the next level of trying to be exposed in the precious metal sector. But the best way to do it is get into a self-directed IRA and have pure gold, physical silver and gold in your IRA and held at a depository within the realm of an IRA and protect your money and grow your wealth.
Okay. And so let me ask you, because you had mentioned the pieces that you bought for me, those are more collectible pieces. Those don't qualify for IRAs.
Yeah.
Different types of physical metals do qualify. So that's a great question, or a great point that I want to kind of get to is what does qualify? What pieces? Like, I'm looking at my desk because I just had my sale last night. When you and I are done with this call, I have a long night ahead of me packing a lot of different orders up. But a lot of different things on my desk. Gold buffaloes, then I have some collectible stuff. I have some semi-numismatic stuff. I have things that are, slabbed and graded, Morgan dollars like this. So what does qualify for an IRA and what does not?